Alright, the Fallen King Insane mode. Let's go talk about it, how to beat it, some things to look out for, some tips, and we'll show the full run live here, okay? So basically, you have to select, click on Insane. The boss has 300 more health, or 3 times the health, and does 500 more damage, or 5 times the health, solo at least. The rewards here, we have a mount, Queen's Trident. It would be random died. The cosmetic weapons, the weapon skins, all random died, and then 2% egg, and then 60 coins or 120 coins if you have the ×2 game pass. It's all from the chest. At the end, there's 2 chests to open up, or 3 if the game pass. So if you have the game pass, I say you're eating pretty good there. The mount, as you can see here, it could be random die. We have the E6 here. Mount, or you can get a weapon skin, which is going to be a random die. We got a green one, so the eyeball changes there. Now, one thing very important with this boss fight will be the perks. So not really, well, since it's still fixed level and fixed health depending on your armor you put on and the class you pick, you do not want to use glass. Not because you get, I don't know, makes you stronger or whatever, but it's because you can survive some hits. And I think one of the most important things to survive, just so that it makes it a little bit easier, is the skulls. If you do spawn skulls in, of course they are kind of annoying to remove, but I mean, we know how to remove them, but you never know. Sometimes you might get it by accident or bad rotation on the animations and the weapon attacks he's doing, but you can get more health with Fortress or HP up, and crank it up a little bit to about, I mean, you can probably get more depending on your class, but for me I got about almost 700k, and this could survive at least 2 skull hits, unless it's crits, but 2 skull hits I can survive, which is very useful because they usually spawns 3, so it's pretty good to have some extra health there. And then there also is the, what is it, the class. The class is also important, as always. I always play Hunter because Hunter is a good event boss killing class. People like Mage of Shadow, of course, but Mage of Shadow has a little bit less health. Hunter and range class in general is good, just because the Fallen King first part, like first fighting the Fallen King, first phase, second phase, it's the same, but he's just stronger. And then, but the Fallen Queen, when she spawns after you kill the Fallen King, spoilers, she doesn't have skulls, so you can kite the boss around without it attacking. Mostly it does spawn other stuff, but still kiting and without getting out of the attack range of the boss makes it so much easier than melee class. I don't know if they're gonna fix it or not, but it makes it so much easier if you just kite the boss around. It looks kind of stupid doing it, but it is the easiest way to do it. So we'll show you guys how that goes. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So most of the tips I'll be going through is probably plans on a range class and a hunter class, so we'll be doing that. All right, so let's start off with doing this. Now I've been AFK a little bit here, so we have our ultimate charge. Bring out your ultimate charged up here, if you get that power up. Now there's one cool little tidbit here for hunter, if you want to know. So hunter, the familiar is scaled down, right? For some reason, when you heal the familiar with your ultimates, it kind of resets its stats. So, or not stats, it kind of makes it, it turns it back into a familiar that would be not scaled down for a boss fight. So it's a kind of a bug, I guess, or a glitch, where it makes it where it's just back to its normal stats, and it's not gonna get one shot. So normally if you have familiar, if it stood in this circle, it will get one shot. We can see how it doesn't die, because the ultimate, it's making it behave differently, or changing its values back to its normal value, which was, prefixed. You know what I mean? So if you play hunter, make sure you actually keep watch of that. Now, one thing about the clock phase, what's good about clock phase is take your time, do it next to the boss so skulls don't spawn. And get your cooldowns back on reset. Okay, get your pet attack back on reset, everything back on reset, so you can just survive it. So make sure have that with you. Have that. Take your time on clock phase. Obviously, make sure you kill the fallen guard, but take your time. Stand next to the guard. Stand next to the fallen king, so it resets the skulls, and then you can get your cooldowns back up for your pet damage and all that stuff. Okay. Now, I don't know. That's pretty much the gist of it for phase 1. Phase 2, it's pretty much the same, but you want no, take your time, keep it slow, and make sure you're dodging and doing, you know, resetting your skulls and all that good stuff. Okay. Do some extra damage here because we triggered his animation after second phase here. Well, for second phase, I mean. We got an ultimate here, pick up fast because it's going to despawn on transition here. Now we have this. We can actually kite him a little bit if you want to after the skulls spawn in. But now if skulls spawn in, you could either use your mount or you could use or just walk around in circles here. You want to do that? I would not dodge back in to get closer. I know it resets the skulls, but you might need that dodge for an attack that you can't dodge. So I'm going to alt here because we have one over here. Trees. So trees is very important. You need to look where you are. It's kind of okay spot here. This is very bad. It's not going to kill me though. So we have this attack here. I gotta worry about the next attack here. Yeah, I'm dead. It's bad. That's a bad spot. My kind of in the same spot as last time. This again. The fire here, or the tree one. The same thing. Dodge it here. Make sure you have space. I put space here. You want to back off, I think, at this point. Not to repeat the same thing. Skulls will spawn, maybe. On the altar. You can kite him until his skulls spawn, and you can kind of get back inside if you want to. Skulls are still spawned in. Dodge this skull. Bad, very bad. Reflected though. He's spawning in the clock phase, which is very good, but also very awkward position because skulls may spawn. I got very close to him so that I can get the skulls to despawn. Ooh, that's a horse. Horse may spawn. Alright. And there we go. So that is the first phase done. It's so much RNG. Trust me. Very RNG at that point. Now, the Fallen Queen will spawn as you are a range class. You want to be as far as possible from her. She'll spawn where he died. Now, she has spawned. She has a lot less health. She does pretty much the same moves as the Fallen King. But the Familiar does a lot of damage. Now, this is how it's going to go. Of course, as a range class. She will spawn stuff, but we will kill them just by being away from her, basically. Now, she has these roll guards who will spawn in. Yeah, they do heal her, but it's not as bad as you think. If your Familiar will target them, it's not as bad. Now, she can attack, which is good because it makes her stop moving. Then my Familiar can do chunks of damage if it hits them. Here we go. There's one hit there. Now, she will spawn her Fallen Prince now. So be a bit far from this because it's a giant AoE when he does spawn in soon. So give it a second. About right now, she spawns in her prince. The prince will do the same stuff as the Fallen King, or like all of them. They're all one big family. But the Fallen Prince is pretty weak, or a lot weaker, like probably like 25% the health of her. My Familiar will one-shot her. Nice. Now we have the guards again. We're gonna kill them. They don't heal that much in terms of this case. She can do like I said, she does have Fallen King attacks. Now when we get to halfway here, she is going to spawn a clock in, and the clock will make it will disable your skills for like 1 second. You can't like dodge and stuff. You have to attack it if you want to get rid of it. So you can see here, it's almost dead. Now it's dead, so now it will not do that anymore. But now it will spawn these Slendermen. Slendermen, pretty tanky stuff, pretty annoying to defeat. Unless you have a Familiar that one-shots everything. So a Familiar is your best friend right now. I mean, look, it might look stupid. You might think, oh my god, Hunter, what the hell? What am I watching, bro? Like, bro, this is it, bro. This is it. I don't know what else to say. You gotta make sure you target these Queen's Guards. And once you hit them one time, they will attack you. Or start to attract towards you. So you can start getting rid of them. They do heal, but they're not that bad. If you can do damage while the bosses come at you. These guys do hurt a little bit. They can probably kill you, but... Oh, it's not going there. ult. Gonna use it as far as possible from the attack range. Roll guys again, but my ultimate is there doing damage to both of them at the same time. I'll send our pet in to do damage there. My pet will now start to do damage in that animation, and she'll walk towards it and take damage from that. And there we go. That is the Fallen Queen kill, I guess. I don't know. It looks weird on Hunter. I mean, like, if you want to do on Hunter, then go ahead, but this is how it's done in my eyes, okay? Yeah. See if we get anything cool. Probably not. Imagine. Oh, we got a skin. A great sword, and it's like the same color as the default one. But hey, I ain't complaining. Another skin. Whoa, another green skin. Wow, another overseer looking skin. Alright, we've got 2 skins and 120 right there. And under 6 minutes. Pretty fast. There's quests as well. You can do, there's a quest for beating it 1 time, which gets you a title and 500 coins, or do it 10 times, but done it 3 times already. Solo, you get the Fallen Queen crown and a random die. So, and 1,000 coins. So, up to you. This is how I've been doing it. I'm gonna farm it soon on stream and get the rest of the kills. And yeah, so if you guys maybe help a little bit. I don't know if it helps, to be honest, at the end, because it's just straight up. You get to see what happens during the phase, but it's not that bad solo. It's pretty easy, in my opinion. Maybe it's class diff. A lot of candy corn though, that's for sure. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, that is it for this, I guess. I find it pretty fun though, so I don't know.